pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, don't miss a chair.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the annual year-end academic award ceremony. Today, we celebrate students who are being recognized for their academic success and their stellar character. But we also celebrate the closing of a wonderful school year, where all of our students have taken advantage of the opportunities provided by their loving parents and teachers. Learning is a lifelong adventure that goes well beyond the classroom or any award that may or may not be received. So as you slide into summer, parents and students, don't forget to stop learning, don't stop reading. So proud of each of you and all that you have accomplished this year. I wish you an awesome summer.
Thank you, Mrs. Whitney. It's my pleasure to present each member of the graduating class of 2019, along with the high schools that each will attend. Please hold all applause to the end. Sophie Ian Atkinson will attend St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. Basil Vadas will attend Gonzaga College High. Lana Wasim Vadas will attend Bishop Ireton High. John Robert Dante Calandra will attend St. John's College High. Kayla Ariana Charway will attend Chatham Hall High School. Belinda Jo Daniels Tanea will attend Thomas Edison High. Melinda Joy Daniels Tanea will attend Sidwell Friends School. Melanie Christine Dursko Dimitriuk will attend St. John's College High. Victoria Etheridge Ebron will attend Bishop Ireton High. Marvin Jalen Forbes will attend Gonzaga College High School. Karen Ashley Gardner will attend Flint Hill School. Aristotle Constantine Iwanu will attend Flint Hill School. Lloyd Emery Irvin III will attend DeMatha Catholic High School. Sarah Ruth Kayla will attend Health Sciences Academy at T.C. Williams and George Washington University. Andrew Joseph Lazarski will attend St. Stephen's and St. Agnes School. Michael Robert Lettieri will attend Flint Hill School. Timothy Alexander Liss will attend Gonzaga College High School. Zoe Moran North will attend McDonough School. Loden Caper Schweitzer will attend the Loomis Chaffee School. Tasneem David Selman will attend the National Cathedral School. Olivia Mackenzie Short will attend Mercersburg Academy. Matthew Alfred James Trimble will attend Flint Hill School. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2019. Ms. Logan and Loden Schweitzer, the president of the SCA, will now recognize the student council.
I'm very proud of the hard work that the middle school student council put into this year. On W days during lunch and recess, my classroom was abuzz with ideas, committees, and decisions. Would all the members of this year's student council please stand to be recognized?
Hello, my name is Loden Schweitzer. This year in SCA, we organized 3 dances: the Halloween dance, Cupid's Bash, and Spring Formal. We also planned the middle school part of our school-wide service day on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The 5th and 7th graders worked with Volunteer Arlington and Youth Service America to learn about leading service projects. The 6th graders visited Culpeper Garden Affordable Senior Living, where they played board games and made welcome kits with the residents. Finally, the 8th graders made scarves and essential kits for the homeless as a part of City Year's Martin Luther King Jr. Day service. Thank you to everyone who served on SCA this year.
We're going to have Mr. Rin recognize the athletics program this year. Usually Coach Post will be here with us, but he can't be here today, so today we will just be with Mr. Rin.
Oh, Mr. Post said I could tell you why. He's having surgery on his thumb right now. So, he's in the hospital. I know we're all thinking of him. If you want any gory details, you can come find me later. Now, Mr. Post always does this recap of athletics, and he's pretty well known for being a long-winded guy. He gave me a lot of notes about each team and the specific things that he wanted shouted out, and I chose to just take a couple of those to mention today. So, from our fall season this year, which is always soccer and cross country, for us, a big highlight was definitely the final 7-8 soccer game, and specifically the second half of the final 7-8 soccer game. We were having sort of a tough season, and in our last game at halftime, we were were down 2-0. And so we brought it in, we had our usual halftime pep talk, and we really talked about the things we just wanted to work on in the second half. We were like, you know what, the score doesn't matter, but we're gonna try to work on these specific skills. And then in the second half, they did every single one of them, and they performed beautifully. And we were down 2-0 at halftime, and we got up 3-2. Marvin Ford scored a couple of goals in that game. And truly, at the end of the celebration, which was not a championship game, it was just sort of like our last game of the season, the kids like went berserk as if we just won the championship, and it felt so good. So that was the highlight of soccer for me. In our basketball seasons this year, gotta give a shout out to our 7-8 girls team that added a couple banners in there. But what impressed us the most about this team was that they won the championship last year as well. And they could have really come into this season sort of coasting on that. They're coming in, chip on their shoulder, and being like, oh, we're just gonna win again. And that was not what happened. They came in this season ready to work. From the first practice, they had a team goal. They talked about, we are gonna really work hard, we're gonna try to win that championship again. These are the strategies we're gonna use. And you could see each game how hard they were working to accomplish that goal. And they did a phenomenal job. And truly a shout out to everyone here who attended any of those games, specifically the championship game. Because what a wonderful embodiment of our core value of community, if not the whole community attending a game and cheering us on. So I love basketball season, I love the atmosphere in our campus here. And for our spring season, we kind of dabbled with different sports in the spring season. This year and last, we did our Bruin Ninja Warriors. And that, you know, it sounds kind of cool, Ninja Warriors, but it's fitness. I make them do like interval training sprints, and the kids are revved up about it. And it's wonderful. It's kids excited about exercise. It's everything I dream of. And so the highlight of that season for me was absolutely going to National Stadium. We did a kids Spartan race, and there's also an adult Spartan race going on at the same time. So there's like thousands of people in the stadium. The atmosphere is really exciting. Mr. Post is pretty revved up to create a Brown Community adult team for next year, just saying. So, I saw a couple of things there. So, we had a ton of fun with athletics this year. I think athletics are such a meaningful part of every childhood experience of every community. So, thank you so much for being a part of that. And I would love to invite every member of the community, us as a student, who participated in athletics, be it soccer, cross country, basketball, or Bruin Ninja Warriors, to stand up and be recognized. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ms. Green. Now we welcome Ms. Meyer to present the National Spanish Exam Award recipients.
Good afternoon. So the National Spanish Exam is an exam that has been administered at Brown Academy for a number of years. The National Spanish Exam is an online standardized assessment that more than 4,000 teachers across the U.S. have their students take. The exam is the most widely used Spanish exam in the United States. In the spring, a total of 152,069 students participated in the exam. And of those 152,069, 4 of our own scored exceptionally well. We have 3 honorable mentions and 1 silver award. Those 3 honorable mentions are 6th grader Maya Suarez, our 7th grader Alam Idris, which is the Silver Award with Outside Experience that Melanie Dimitri received this year.
Next, we welcome Mr. Poya to present the National French Exam Award recipients.
Bonjour. So the National French Contest, the Grand Concours, is an annual competition sponsored by the American Association of Teachers of French. Students of French in grades 1 to 12 in all 50 states and abroad take a written test and compete against students with a similar educational background for prizes. Grades 1 through 6 participate in the FLES contest, grades 7 to 12 in the secondary contest. So students at Brown are divided into two groups, with 5th and 6th graders taking the same FLES contest and 7th and 8th graders taking the same secondary contest. So students are not specifically taught to take the test, quite similar to the RB testing. They take the test in early March. Students start showing great results once in 7th and 8th graders as their understanding of the language develops. In the secondary contest, 11 students out of 18 participants were recognized for their high performance. I'm always curious to receive the result to compare with my own assessment. So I would ask the students who received the honorable mention to come on stage, and I'm adding the 2 students who achieved the highest score per grade for the FLES exam. Please hold your applause until all the names are called. So the students who achieved the highest score for the FLES exams are Anaya Chanwei in 5th grade, Chelsea Ko in 6th grade, the students who are receiving the honorable mention for the secondary test are Isabella Bloom, Anna Larson and Brooke Jonas in 7th grade. In 8th grade, Kela Chanwei, Aristide Ioannou, Zoe North, Logan Schweitzer, and Taslim Selman in 8th grade. Now moving on to the students receiving medals for their outstanding performance. I have one bronze medal, Andrew Lazarski in 8th grade. I have 2 silver medals in 7th grade, Brandon Wise in 7th grade. In 8th grade, Sophie Atkinson. And we have one gold medal. This is the world language machine, Mr. Prokop Orel. Here are the recipients of the 2019 Le Grand Concours.
Okay, our preschool friends are here now, so they're going to come and do their song with the 8th grade while they're here, so we're going to skip right to that for a moment. So let's welcome the preschool, please.
Good job, Rabbi.
All right, now we'll move on to the lower school Bear Award, starting with second grade, Ms. Kubik and Ms. Rasmussen.
So, the recipient from 2A, I think that's which one I can never remember, is not here today. So we gave him his award yesterday, but we still want to recognize him here in front of all of you guys. So, the Bruin Bear Award goes to a student who exemplifies Brown's core values.
This year's recipient is someone who truly promotes a sense of community within the lower school. He greets everyone with a cheerful hello and is the first to ask both peers and teachers alike how they're doing. He is a constant support for his classmates, cheering them on when they succeed and reassuring them that it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are, after all, opportunities to learn. This student has a strong character, treating others, no matter what grade they are in, with kindness and respect. He holds himself to a high standard and works diligently to put forth his personal best on a daily basis. I am confident that this student will do amazing things in life. Will he be a research scientist, a conservationist, an author of shark books? Maybe he'll be an entrepreneur and open a movie theater with surround screens. Who knows? Whatever he does, he'll do a great job. So please join me in congratulating this year's 2A Brown Maroon Award, Mr. Zev Kurish.
So this is a first for me. So I'm quite honored to be recognizing a Bruin Bear Award. And it goes to the student who is a positive role model for the Brown community. They must demonstrate high levels of effort, a positive attitude about learning, and be a responsible member of our school, while fostering the respect for diversity. Well, this student that I have chosen does exactly that. This student comes to school prepared, excited, and ready to learn. This student has wonderful, inclusive attitude and is able to fly above any and all classroom drama. A missing pencil, a piece of paper touching mine. She consistently takes the high road, offering up whatever may have been randomly passed to her first, or will patiently step back and wait her turn. This student is a well-liked member of the class. She is as diverse in her activities as she is in her caring for music lessons, sports, baking, and exploring. Her love of her family's culture and heritage is ever present, and during the year, our classroom has been enriched by her connections to food, celebrations, and traditions. Please join me in congratulating this year's winner in 2B for such a positive influence on our community, Miss Mila Smith.
Teaching is a rewarding and tough job. Each year we are presented with a group of dynamic, wonderful students. Each child is a wonder to guide through the curriculum, watching them grow, grapple, and learn. Each student at Brown of my years has always amazed me, and the decision to pick just one student to receive an award is always tough. This year's third grade Bruin winner exemplifies the 4 core values. She strives to do her best each day with a smile on her face and a twinkle in her eye. Much of the third grade curriculum asks the students for the first time to really become independent workers and learners. This avid reader does just that. She constantly helps and works well with her peers. I was constantly the bane of her existence, forcing her to go back and check her work, which was always close to perfection. This third grader, who portrayed Sacagawea as her famous American, never failed to astound me, and all of our teachers throughout her third grade year. I have the pleasure of naming the third grade Bruin Bear recipient, Divya Srikar. 'Cause 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 'cause
Good afternoon, Brown family. I have been honored to work with a great group of kids in the 4th grade. They have an abundance of energy, but are always ready to try and learn new things. Through all of our studies and field trips this year, I was able to see my students grow, learn, and flourish by gaining more knowledge every day. I was able to observe certain characteristics that our Brown Bear Award exemplifies. This student demonstrates high levels of effort, a positive attitude about learning, and has become a responsible member of the Brown Academy community while fostering a respect for diversity. This student has been kind to their classmates since the first day of school. They have been respectful to their peers and teachers at all times. They always come to school with a smile on their face and always ready to learn. They have received numerous compliments for working really hard on assignments and projects while in specialty areas. He loves to play outside and watch TV in his downtime. He loves to collect Pokemon cards and has captivated everyone in the lower school to do the same. I can see this person as a future scientist because of his love for science and always coming up with something creative to make or do. Or I could see this person as a future author because of his love of reading books, like the Percy Jackson series and others. Whatever it is, I know that he will be successful in life because he demonstrates all of these attributes and more. This year, I have the honor of presenting our Brown Bear Award to Finn Cloud.
This year, when it came time to put forth nominations for the 5th grade Bruin Bear Award, everyone nominated quickly and it was very easy. This student demonstrated surprises with their consistency of their work and character throughout the year at Brown Academy. She always has a positive attitude and works hard in all of her classes. She is an involved community member and truly a friend to everyone. This student has impressed us with her maturity throughout the school year. She was able to navigate her way through social situations, avoiding the drama and often the voice of reason. All the while, she has maintained strong friendships with her classmates. We have seen you grow this year in terms of confidence and enjoyed watching you come out of your shell, finding your voice in the middle school. You are genuinely an exemplary citizen and a joy to have in our classroom. We can't wait to see what else you do as you continue on through your middle school career. We are very happy to present the Bear Award to Olivia Ross.
It is my great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 6th grade Bear Award for the 2018-2019 school year. I was fortunate to have this student in my advisory and get to know her throughout the school year. She's incredibly driven to succeed and pass any challenge that comes across her way, always going the extra mile. For example, as she was working on a class project about women's rights in Mr. Smith's class, she decided to pursue on her own to interview teachers. Compassionate and kind, she's always positive and looking out for others. She's not just an inspiration for peers, but for everyone in the community. She's self-motivated and always first to volunteer, and will never step back, no matter how large the crowd is in front of her. I will miss her, and especially the little tap that she gives on my shoulder once in a while, with a smile when she says, "Good job, Mr. Boyac." It is my great honor to give the 6th grade Bear Award to Miss Logan Brooks.
Now the 7th grade Bear Award.
When discussing who would receive the 7th grade Bear Award this year, there was really no question in any of our minds. This student is respectful and friendly to everyone, making an effort to engage in friendly conversation with every student on a daily basis. She is an extremely hard worker, is always positive in the midst of a challenge, and willing to help others in need. She has a really sweet fan club of every student in the kindergarten and 1st grade, who she goes and plays with on the play lot several times a week, pushing them on the swings, playing tag, and more. She's been a wonderful student to teach and to have in my advisory this year, and I will miss seeing her smiling face each morning. The 7th grade Bear Award goes to Isabella Bloom.
Can I have the 8th grade advisors for the 8th grade Bear Award, please?
A true example of a role model. Each and every day, Melinda brings her focus, her determination, and her grit to her classes, her homework, and of course the basketball court. She's taken up a mantle of leadership on and off the court. Within the Spanish class alone, she has offered up support and aid to her classmates. She takes care to demonstrate a positive attitude even when the task doesn't seem appealing. She is always willing to lend a hand and support her classmates, even with a healthy competitiveness. The patience she demonstrates is phenomenal. We know she will continue to exemplify Brown's core value of community as she goes on to Sidwell.
The Mickey Hamilton Award is given each year to honor a student in grade 4 who best exemplifies the Brown Academy mission
and core values of excellence, diversity, character, and community. This child is a skilled and passionate student, and her teacher says she always goes above and beyond whatever is expected in the classroom. She is always the first person to volunteer to help her peers or her teacher, and her kindness to others is evident in all her interactions with everyone at Brown Academy. She has dreams of becoming a soccer player, musician, or real estate agent, and there is no doubt in my mind that whatever she chooses, she will continue to make this world a better place. I am proud to present this year's Mickey Hamilton Award to Devika Schumann.
Natasha Kalaris will present the PA gift to the 8th grade.
Good afternoon, Ms. Odie, faculty, staff, parents, students, and of course our Bruins class of 2019. My name is Natasha Kalaris, and I am a parent of a soon-to-be third grader, Tatiana Lasker, and it's been my pleasure to serve you as your PA president for the 2018-19 school year. Before I present our gift, can I please ask the 2018-19 board to please stand? This group of dedicated parents and grandparents worked tirelessly with the help of so many others to ensure a year of connections. We began connecting with our welcome grade parties, continued connecting at our Halloween gathering. We wanted to ensure our teachers had the opportunity to connect. So we continued our tradition of celebrating holiday party luncheons during conferences and our fantastic showing of our teachers during Teacher Appreciation for all they do for us. But we also wanted to make sure you all looked connected by sponsoring our choir and band t-shirts for the second year in a row, and continue to connect in many ways with this final gift. I cannot take credit for the gesture, as it was truly the brainchild of grandparent Karen Grant, who wanted our graduates of 2019 and many years beyond to always have something that reminded them of their class and their treasured time at our beloved Brown Academy. Under your chairs are beautifully wrapped engraved leather picture frames with our school logo on the top and your graduating year on the bottom. You will find your picture of your class in your high school shirts. It's our hope that once you receive your beautiful graduation picture that will be taken tomorrow morning, you will proudly replace the picture and remember your graduation day from this fantastic school. Can I please ask Karen Grant to come forward? Mrs. Odie and Miss G, we would like to present you with the same picture frame of your class of 2019 and hope that you will find a place to display it for many more years to come. Class of 2018, it is our hope that you will leave us as you leave us tomorrow, you remember a place that has challenged you, cared for you, rooted for you, loved you, and will always be connected to you. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to dismiss the lower school. For the last few minutes in the classroom with your teachers, you all have a fabulous summer. We love you. And we'll miss you.
Okay, now we're going to continue with the middle school end-of-year subject awards. Each subject award is given to an 8th grade student who excelled in a consistent manner over his or her middle school career in a particular subject and clearly demonstrated a love for that subject. We begin with the art award with Mrs. Lamb, and if I can ask all the teachers to just line up and be ready to come up after each award is given, that would be fantastic.
The natural talent that this student possesses is unparalleled. I have no doubt that this student will have a successful career as an artist in some capacity. The thought process and creativity that they have shown in every single project since 5th grade is amazing. While this student sometimes, actually always, needs extra time on her projects, I am more than willing to give it to her because I know that she is pouring her heart and soul into her intricate artwork, and I have never seen her give less than 110% on anything she has ever done in her life. I am so proud to present the 2019 Art Award to Sophie Atkinson.
Good afternoon. This year's 8th graders did a fabulous job on their capstone projects. A wide variety of topics, including opioid addiction, pollution in our oceans, stem cell ethics, the France fuel crisis, and Julie among young people, illustrated the vast array of knowledge the students delved into. Of particular distinction was one research topic that went above and beyond the required scope of the capstone project. The colonization of Mars by Andrew Zarsky certainly taught me several things. Andrew persevered during the research project by selectively identifying key reasons why it could be possible to colonize Mars. His interview with an aerospace engineer enlightened Andrew to the potential problems, but also likely solutions which would allow the colonization of Mars to happen. Andrew met all deadlines consistently and accepted and incorporated my feedback into his final paper. He patiently explained scientific space-related concepts to both his peers and myself. Andrew, you are the perfect role model for the capstone project. I hope you take the skills you learned with you next year. I know you're going to be a successful and accomplished high school student.
Good afternoon. It was an honor and a pleasure teaching 8th grade English this year. Having taught all of these wonderful students before in 6th grade, I really enjoyed seeing how much they had grown and matured as thinkers, as writers, as readers. We tackled some big topics this year: refugees, civil rights, racism, the Holocaust. I was consistently impressed by the level of discourse about all of these topics, although the level of noise with this group could be deafening. Although many 8th grade students performed at a very high level in my class, one student stood out as a true star: Melanie Demetria. You will never find a harder worker than Melanie. She turns a simple comprehension question into a 5-paragraph essay, and she is known far and wide for the depth and breadth of her study guides. Melanie loves reading. That's evident in her comments about assigned books in class, but even more importantly, it's evident in the fact that she reads outside of class for fun. Melanie is thoughtful and creative, and she loves to write. In fact, Melanie's already a published poet. One of her poems was selected for publication by the National Library of Poetry. That's a pretty impressive accomplishment for a middle school student. Melanie, I know you will be successful in high school and beyond. I hope that you will never stop wondering and creating. You have a beautiful voice. Congratulations.
Oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette, the Lancelot of the revolutionary set. I came from afar just to say bonsoir to the king, casse-toi, who's the best, c'est moi. I will always be grateful for the opportunity to teach French at Brown for numerous years, and I will remember my final 8th grade class, especially the student who is receiving the 2019 French Award. Learning a language is a journey, not a destination. Embrace the French-speaking world. To the question, quelle est ta matière préférée? Since the student was able to understand the meaning of that question, his response has always been the same throughout the years. Ma matière préférée est le français. My favorite subject is French. Out of my 14 years at Brown, this student is the most committed to learn the language. And it has been a great honor to be his French teacher. His French grandmother would be proud of him. The recipient of the 2019 French Award is Monsieur Andrew Lazarski.
There are a number of budding historians in this year's 8th grade class, though one in particular stands out from the rest. This student made the school rank in Geography B for 3 years, took a thoughtful approach to the Israeli-Palestinian peace plan in 6th grade, excelled at leading the World Bank and World Peace Game, and tackled the challenging topic of judicial review with his We the People group. He did a masterful job of researching former and current Supreme Court cases that connected with his unit, and he then expertly cited those cases in front of the judges of the competition. This student also enjoys learning about history outside of school through books, movies, and travel, and he frequently shares trivia and fun stories with his classmates. I am proud to present this year's History Subject Award to Timothy Liss.
be here today, so I'm going to present the Innovation and Technology Award for her. So I'm just going to read what she left for the student. This year's Innovation and Technology Award goes to a student who is truly creative and innovative in all that she does. Over the years, the student's unique drive and pursuit of her interests has been an inspiration. Outside of class time, often just for fun, she would continue coding, creating interesting and complex games on Scratch, as well as a variety of digital works with many other resources. She has been instrumental in helping her classmates problem solve and think outside the box when working on some of our larger, more high-tech, advanced coding projects. Having conversations with the student and simply sharing ideas of software we can utilize to do even more innovative things in various classes has always been enjoyable and made a beneficial and lasting impact. She was a driving force and team leader throughout the Destination Imagination competition. This year, the Innovation and Technology Award goes to Sophie Atkinson.
It is my pleasure to present this year's Math Award to Tasneem Selman. Tasneem is an enthusiastic and dedicated math student who has worked incredibly hard to transition from an arithmetic to an algebraic mindset over the past 2 years. She has worked especially hard to develop her reasoning skills and her ability to boil down complex mathematical situations into elegant equations. Tasneem has become a strong collaborative learner and has developed the ability to explain her understanding in concise mathematical language. Most of all, she has maintained a positive attitude and has remained eager and engaged during times when she may not have understood right away. Her perseverance has not only led to an appreciation of the material we have studied, but to an authentic curiosity and an excitement about what comes next. I am incredibly proud of Tasneem's efforts to learn and understand rather than to earn a grade. She has been a role model for a growth mindset from the start. Congratulations, Tasneem.
The recipient of this year's 8th grade music award is a student who has shown tremendous growth as a young woman and performer, especially during her 8th grade year. In music class, the student was always there to help her classmates, whether it was helping them get a guitar chord right or figure out something for a garage band project, and she has seriously stepped up her game as a leader in handbells, choir, and the musical. She jumps at opportunities to choreograph anything and was a great leader in coming up with her group's dance for the spring show, as well as taking it upon herself to edit together the tracks for it. Her positive attitude in music class and continued commitment to the performing arts at Brown has made her a clear choice for this award. Congratulations to Olivia Short. PE award, Mr. Post and I don't necessarily like to choose our recipient based solely on athletic ability. Instead, we prefer to think about the continued physical effort and development of team skills like sportsmanship and leadership skills. However, this year our recipient happens to be a phenomenal athlete. She was a vital part of the basketball team that won the championships 2 years in a row, and partially due to innate skill, but also really due to her hard work and development of skill that you could see her working at year to year. She is a student who has mastered the very challenging skills of winning with pride and losing with dignity. Whether it's her communicating on the basketball court or just setting a good example in PE, she has really showed her leadership skills, which is why we elected her to be a team captain of the field day team yesterday. But above all, in PE, we are applauding her for her effort. We have seen the student work just as hard during our fitness warm-ups as she does during our sport activities, which is saying something in PE. We have been especially impressed with her perseverance through injuries and her constant drive and self-motivation. I'm looking forward to receiving my WNBA tickets in the mail someday. I am pleased and proud to give this award to Ms. Belinda Danielson.
Good afternoon. I'm honored to present this year's Science Award to a very deserving candidate. Throughout the year, this student has demonstrated to me not only an understanding of science, but also a deep love of it. There were several times that I would find myself speaking to her about the concepts she missed due to an absence and have this great long-winded reteach going on, and she'd stop me halfway through and look up and say, yeah, I got it, Mr. March. It's fine. Okay. I've never had to worry about her understanding the material all the way through the year, and I could always count on her to provide solid insight into whatever concept we were covering. I only hope that the science lab she eventually works in will have a liberal policy on AirPods. Congratulations to our winner, Sarah Kayla.
Un verdadero amigo es quien te toma de la mano y te toca el corazón. A true friend is the one who holds your hand and touches your heart, like Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This is definitely demonstrative of one of our students here. We have Melinda, who has truly demonstrated a strength of character in Spanish this year. She has persevered through any challenges she has encountered and given the study of language her all. She has truly shown a deep passion and a strong desire to connect with the language and her own heritage. I truly look forward to seeing Melinda continue to flourish in her language learning.
A lifer is a student who's been at Brown Academy since preschool, and affectionately, we think of them as heart and soul of our school. The following members of the class of 2019 are lifers, and when I call your name, will you please stand? Lana Davis. Tessa Davis. Melanie D'Amico. Margaret Forbes. Michael Lettieri, for the opportunity to help raise your children.
I'm thrilled to announce that thanks to a generous gift made in memory of Mr. Alex Klain by Margot and James Durkin. Margot was the past head of school before Mrs. Odie. That the Alex Klain Award for Performing Arts is now the Alex Klain Endowed Award for the Performing Arts. So I'd ask that everyone please join me in thanking Mr. and Mrs. Durkin for their generous support for Brownsville. I'll read the inscription of the award and invite up Mrs. Brandt and Ms. Brocious to present the award. The Alex Klain Endowed Award for Performing Arts is given to an 8th grade student who over his or her lifetime at Brown Academy demonstrated the same passion and commitment to the performing arts as Mr. Klain did. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Brandt and Mrs. Brocious.
The Alex Klain Endowed Award for Performing Arts is presented annually to a graduating 8th grader who has demonstrated the same passion for music, drama, and the performing arts as former head of middle school and drama director, Mr. Klain.
This student strives to better themselves and lift up other students when they succeed. They are never boastful, but instead are humble of any solo or large role they have received. This student consistently strives to be a better performer in all that they do. They are involved in private piano and voice lessons, Ovation Choir, and was a member of district choir this year. They have a genuine love and excitement for performing. It is our great honor to present this award to Melanie Dimitri.
The Peter V. Alafaris Award honors a student who exhibits the qualities of Mr. Alafaris, the first president of the Brown Academy Board of Trustees. This student demonstrates a passionate love for Brown Academy, exhibits strong school spirit, and has great respect for independent school education. We are very fortunate to have Mr. Alafaris here with us today to help us present the award. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Alafaris. The recipient of this year's award demonstrates a great love for Brown Academy and all that the student does. This Bruin is highly involved in the life of the school and has taken full advantage of the education at Brown. Whether in the classroom, on the athletic field, or court, with preschool buddies, working with SCA, organizing dances and service projects, this Bruin's Bruin pride is obvious. The student has been an incredible 8th grade buddy to the preschoolers, whether it's just listening to and talking to their buddies, playing games with them, or just hanging out on the playground. She clearly loves hanging out with them. She sets a great example for what the preschoolers can be like in 10 years when they get to be the big 8th grade buddy. This Bruin has been a stellar teammate both on and off the court. Off the court, she prioritizes the happiness and well-being of her classmates. In class, she works to learn, is ready to help her classmates through a tough problem at any time, and sees her classmates as sources of support and encouragement. She was a strong team player in the We the People competition and throughout that whole process. She took advantage of our small class sizes by frequently asking for feedback on her written work and by improving her answers to challenging questions from the judges. Out of class and on the basketball court, this Bruin is a leader and a role model, showing her maturity through responsible choices for herself and her peers. She's a wonderful example of our core values as she champions Brown Academy in everything she does. Please join me in congratulating the 2019 Peter V. Alaferis Award recipient, Victoria.
Named after the founder of Brown Academy, the Marion Brown Award is one of the highest honors presented to a student graduating from the school. It is currently the only award that is re-presented tomorrow at the graduation ceremony. The Marion Brown Award is merited by the student who best exemplifies the core values of Brown Academy as determined by a vote of middle school teachers. The student recognized this year is a warm, caring individual who treats each and every one of his teachers and classmates with the utmost respect. He possesses a strong moral compass and a maturity that well exceeds his age. His classmates named him most likely to become President of the United States. He's a lifer who loves school, learning, and especially Brown Academy. This year's recipient has a bright future ahead, and we are proud to call him one of our own. This year, I'm especially proud to present the highest award given at Brown Academy to Andrew Lazarski.
Brown Academy burgundy shirt is a privilege reserved for the members of the 8th grade class. It has become tradition for the current 8th graders to present the burgundy shirts to the rising 8th grade class at the end of this ceremony. So please help us to recognize the class of 2020. Fazia Betis is a rising 8th grader. She's not here today, but we have already given her her shirt. This is our dream. Nicholas Gakad. All right.
Good, Kaden.
Torres.